It all started right here in 1997 in this house along Brushy Creek almost 30 years ago. That's the year that Shadow Cats was born. There were stray cats everywhere, and Roy and I could not look away. What could we do? How could we help? I knew I wanted Shadow Cats to be strictly a trap, neuter, and return, or TNR, organization. We were ground zero. It's hard to imagine now because we have so many more wonderful TNR organizations. But at that time, Shadow Cats was the first in Texas and one of only about a dozen nationally. We were pioneers in the TNR field, and we learned everything the hard way, hands-on, real-time, one cat at a time. We certainly made our share of mistakes, but every mistake taught us something. And then came the obstacles. It was actually against city ordinance in Round Rock to feed stray cats. We had been doing it for years while the city looked the other way, or with occasional ticketing, but we knew that had to change.
We'll call the regular session of the Round Rock City Council to order.
Mr. Mayor, Councilman, I've been an active veterinarian in Central Texas for 45 years. I've been dealing with feral cats for over 50 years. TNR works. Please adopt this program.
That's our main goal, is we want to reduce the number of cats that are reproducing so that fewer cats are going into the area shelters.
Now I'll entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance.
And while it was definitely an uphill climb, we did change that ordinance, making TNR legal in Round Rock in 2007. As we grew, passionate volunteers came. Our voice got bigger, stronger. One of our proudest moments was working with the city of Taylor, where we helped bring down the infamous gas chamber that had caused so much misery and suffering. That was a day we'll never forget.
What we need to do is put food and water into here.
We've trapped and helped cats under houses, in trees, behind dumpsters, inside abandoned buildings, sometimes in places that we had no business being. And with all that trapping, well, that came with decisions. Some cats just couldn't go back. Some were too sick, too vulnerable, or simply had nowhere safe to return. So what could we do? Well, we built a sanctuary. And that is how a strictly TNR organization morphed into a sanctuary and more. And along the way, something else happened, something that shaped who we are today. We fell in love with FELV positive and special needs cats, the unadoptables, the overlooked, the ones that were routinely euthanized, never given a chance. Cookie's Place, a happy home for feline leukemia-positive cats, is named in honor of Cookie Princess Warrior. This little tuxedo kitten came to us tiny, fragile, and so full of fire, the kind of soul you don't ever forget. And because of her, every feline leukemia-positive cat who walks through our doors has a place in this world. Cookie started that legacy. We just carry it forward. And when I look back, it makes me pause. The support of so many people who cared about the plight of street cats. The support of my husband, Roy, who bore the financial burden of Shadow Cats for so many years. He was always passionate about all animals, and it is on his shoulders Shadow Cats stood in those early years, and it is a foundation for all to come. Shadow Cats has sterilized or funded TNR for over 45,000 cats. Add to that the thousands who were adopted, the thousands who lived long, loved lives at the sanctuary, and the ripple effect in the community. We changed hearts. We changed communities. We reduced suffering. We gave hope where there was none. And I would say that is not bad for something that started in a little house by the creek.
So this is Edith, and Edith likes basically any guy that visits the sanctuary. Can't go anywhere in this room without being followed.
Mr. Tommy!
In 2019, after more than 2 decades operating from that little house along Brushy Creek, Shadow Cats purchased a beautiful home nestled beneath towering trees on 2 acres of land. This is a dedicated 5,000 square foot facility designed specifically to serve the cats who depend on us.
The front building houses Oasis and Wildside, and then the second building is Cookie's Place, where all of our feline leukemia cats reside.
This is Shadow Cats 2.0. This place is incredible. This place is just heavenly for these cats to live.
Every day, our team provides medical care to every cat in the sanctuary. We ensure they receive the care necessary to give them the best quality of life possible. We administer medications and other treatments, monitor chronic illnesses, and work closely with veterinary professionals to create individualized care plans.
Cats will come to Shadow Cats because they either have feline leukemia or they have another chronic medical condition that makes it really hard for them to get adopted out. A lot of other rescues are more adoption focused. The goal for them is to get cats adopted out, and when that doesn't seem to be possible, that's whenever they will reach out to us.
Yeah, you're so sweet.
Caring for special needs cats is deeply rewarding. It requires compassionate, caring people, the type of people that work and volunteer at Shadow Cats.
Our staff are incredible. They spend more time with our cats than they do with their own. Compassionate, loving, caring. This is the very essence of who Shadow Cats is.
I think seeing a cat go from being scared of people to being one of the sweetest cats here, it's very gratifying. Like, we are actually making a difference in these cats' lives.
Every cat in our care is available for adoption to an appropriate home. And we celebrate every adoption because there is nothing quite like a cat discovering their forever family. But if that forever family never comes, they are already home. For many of our residents, Shadow Cats becomes exactly what they have spent their entire lives searching for. A place where they are safe, where they are cherished, and where they matter. A place where they can simply be a cat. And yet, Shadow Cats is more than a sanctuary.
You're not gonna fit there, are you? Where there's a will, there's a way, right? If it wasn't for Shadow Cats, I couldn't do anywhere near the amount of trapping and whatnot that I do.
The community cats that inspired our beginnings remain a central part of our mission. Through TNR programs and collaborative partnerships, we continue working to expand access to affordable spay and neuter services for community cats throughout Texas. We have never forgotten our core values. Community cats still matter, colony caregivers still matter, people who find an injured cat on the side of the road and simply cannot walk away, they all still matter. What we have learned over nearly 3 decades is that meaningful change rarely happens through one dramatic act. It happens through thousands of individual acts of compassion.
Without Shadow Cat's help, I don't know how I would do this. Well, they taught me how to do it, and she continues to support me 22 years later. God, I'm old.
Sometimes the difference between suffering and healing is simply whether someone is willing to help. That belief led to the creation of the One Life Fund. Supported entirely by donors who give specifically to help cats beyond our walls, the One Life Fund provides financial assistance to Good Samaritans who encounter injured, abandoned, ill, or medically fragile cats and need help providing care. Because of the generosity of our supporters, that help is available. We envision Shadow Cats as a resource center for feline welfare, a place where people can turn for expertise, education, guidance, advocacy, and support, a place of feline stewardship that will go forward generations. Generous supporters believed in our vision and helped us expand our facility in 2025 with the creation of our community room.
2, 1.
This allows us to host continuing education programs, TNR training days, humane education initiatives, volunteer events, and community groups. It is where new rescuers learn, where partnerships are built, where ideas are shared, and it is where the next generation of advocates discovers how much difference one person can make. Today, Shadow Cats is a sanctuary, a rescue, an advocate, an educator, and a resource for cats in need. But beneath all of those titles is a much simpler truth. We believe every life has value simply because it exists, and that belief guides every decision we make.
The programs we have are part of the big picture of Shadow Cats. TNR collaborations, our One Life Fund, community outreach and partnerships. But the main focus is our sanctuary and the work we do with special needs cats, feline leukemia cats, and all those cats that fall through the cracks with nowhere to go. The ones that need us the most, the ones deemed less than. We aim to be the best we can be and to give every cat that crosses our threshold the best life we can, the best care we can give, and love in abundance. To those that came before, we loved you deeply, and to all those still to come, we love you already.